Thank you, Patrick. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's regular meeting of Walpole Select Board. It's April 25th after 7 o'clock, the posted time of the meeting, so I call the meeting to order. Let's all stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So our first order of business tonight is a request from CRK Hospitality, DBA Shah's Halal Food, for a common Vittler's license at 90 Providence Highway. I understand, Aoife, that we've got the paperwork. We've got a couple of approvals waiting from the Building and Health Department.
Yeah, they're just waiting on final inspection, so that's what I conditioned the
Good.
approval of tonight.
Okay, perfect. Good. Well, Choco, I think you're here to speak to us a little bit. If you could just take a minute and come up to the podium and just take a minute and tell us about what you've got going on.
Sure, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Choco.
Manu, and can you hear me?
Yeah.
So we want to open a restaurant here in called Shah's Halal, and it'll be serving kind of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern type of cuisine. It's falafels, wraps, chicken over rice, and lamb over rice, and we also have some regular fares like fries and burgers and things like that. So we'll be open for lunch and dinner, and hopefully we'll be opening in middle of May time frame. That's the estimated time frame.
Terrific. Well, we're glad that you're doing that, and wish you the best of luck on it as you go forward. It sounds like a really good restaurant you're going to build out there, so looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Any questions for Choku?
No, I was talking to you a little bit before the meeting, and you indicated it's a franchise, and this will be the second location in Massachusetts?
Yeah, it's there's another one in Boylston Street in downtown Boston, but that's through a different franchisor. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll echo Jim's comments. We're excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
Ally?
Thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
Motion to approve request of CRK Hospitality for a CV license to operate at 90 Providence Highway, Suite F330, subject to the applicant receiving final Building and Health Department inspections.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. 400. Thank you, and good luck.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here tonight. All right, next order of business is a promotional opportunity we've got for Richard Haber to rank of sergeant. So Chief Kelleher, I believe you're going to start us off, and then we'll talk to Officer Haber.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us here tonight. As you just mentioned, we have a promotion tonight, Officer Rich Haber to the position of sergeant. And I'd be remiss if you don't mind if I would just recognize Sergeant Jimmy Dolan, who's retiring at the end of this week after 37 years of service to the law enforcement community, most of which was the town of Walpole. He had a brief stint with Westwood before he transferred here. Jimmy's been involved in a myriad of different things, from the honor guard, detectives, mobile operations, motorcycles. He's done it all. There hasn't been an escort or an event that Jimmy hasn't been at since he's been on. So we're certainly grateful for all his service to the department, to the town, and we wish him definitely the best of luck in his retirement. Jimmy's right over there, so I can make sure I'm really embarrassed. He's got a few shifts left, but we figured we'd get this out of the way tonight on live television. So moving on. Tonight we have Officer Haber. Rich joined the department in 2016. He came from South Portland, Maine PD. Graduated from Norwood High School, went on to get his Bachelor of Science degree from UMass Boston in criminal justice, and then later, most recently, his master's degree in CJ, also from UMass Lowell. Rich has kind of had a number of different roles with our department. He does our breath test maintenance, does all of our radio maintenance. He's an instructor with the MPTC in field sobriety, breath test operation. He's a field training officer, drug recognition expert, and he's also a negotiator with the Metrolec SWAT team, which is, I've watched that in action. That's really impressive. So he brings so much to our department. There really isn't anything that we've asked him to do that he hasn't stepped up and done stuff before we even asked him to do. So he's very deserving of this, in my opinion. We had him step up and do some shifts as a supervisor before he was permanently promoted, and he did an exceptional job. So he has my full support to come before you tonight for that position of sergeant, and we're more than happy to take any questions or bring him up or however you'd like to proceed.
Any questions for the chief? Okay, let's talk to Officer Haber then. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Really impressive resume. Why don't you just spend a couple minutes talking to us about, your background and your thoughts about becoming a sergeant and all that.
So, 2016, I joined the police department. Eli was actually a month old at the time, and he was still in Carrier. So this is the second time here, about 7 years later. Obviously, this department has become a second family to me. I've spent many hours, countless hours here, working and striving to continue building our community relations that we obviously as part of who we are as a police department. And being blessed and being given the honor to become a leader within this department, being chosen by the command staff to be in this leadership position is beyond an honor to me, and be the next challenge in my career in advancing within this department. Honestly, I think I speak for everybody who works for this department. We are truly blessed to have this family, this extended family within our department. This is just another step to continue on building relationships and advancing our mission statement and our mission goals for building relationships with our community. Just a couple things, obviously, I would like to mention up here. My family couldn't have done it without them. My wife, Nicole, who was obviously taking the brunt of these countless hours, obviously, for this job. My little guys, Eli and Jack, who have come, unfortunately, used to, hey, sorry, can't make the soccer game, can't make the baseball game or football game. And without them, I couldn't have, made my parents, my mother-in-law, who's always been there to step up and help us. I couldn't have done it without them, and I'm very appreciative for that. And I thank you for your time. Thank the command staff for, giving me that leadership role, and I'm beyond excited for the future of our department.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, and your background is amazing, and resume speaks for itself. I know you've been, highly regarded as your work as officer in charge on several occasions.
Yes, sir.
So you've demonstrated the, leadership ability and so forth. I also know you're multilingual,
Yes,
which
sir.
is also something that we find helpful.
Absolutely.
And so good to hear that as well.
Sir.
Let me open it up to board for questions or comments. Mark?
I would just say congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I'm very proud of the Walpole Police Department. I think they do a great job, and I'm glad to see you be promoted, and we expect great things from you, so congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, sir, we're excited to have you in this role. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well done. And Ally, could I have a motion, please?
Yes, motion to promote Officer Richard Haber to the rank of sergeant.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
so much. Sergeant, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We don't need this. I'll take it with me. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And again, thanks for having the team show up the way they do. It's always impressive to have your department show up when there's a promotion, and great to see you again tonight.
We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Chief.
much.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And you're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but you don't have to.
So we have open forum at 7:20. I'm just going to give the folks a minute to leave the room.
Really well spoken.
Yeah.
Okay, our next order of business. Good night, thank you, great to see you all. Is open forum at 7:20. It's a little early, so I'm going to move us on to new business. So our first order of new business is to sign the state aid reimbursable program for the Complete Streets Tier 3. And I think we've got Carl Baldoff here to talk about that. Carl, you want to come up to the mic? Jim, anything you want to do with TO?
Carl this has kind of been a holdover since Maggie, right?
Yes, it's gone on for a while. Carl Baldoff, Town Engineer. Good evening to Chair and members of the board. I delivered a quick memo describing we have to have this as the Complete Streets is a reimbursement program. So we spend the money and then we get it back from the state. The total grant was about $302,000. With this reimbursement, we'll have spent about $200,000 of it. I'll be back in a month to see you again because we'll have the final rec for the contract and all the police bills will be in and things like that will catch up. The whole idea is to get the money back in our coffers and more importantly to get it back before the end of the fiscal year. So I wanted to get this one down here now just in case something went awry somewhere. So anyway, this reimbursement, I think it's on about $150,000.
Okay.
And it was for work briefly. Flashing radar speed signs in numerous places, Lincoln Road, Washington Street, Pleasant Street. The RRFB, the new flashing beacon down in front of the United Church. Of course, police details associated with that. And then the installation of a number of bike racks, one over here in this park, one right behind the building, one over by the Walpole Coop Bank, and probably somewhere that I forgot. And the base for the new bus shelter. That's also in. That's not included in the actual shelter will be on the next reimbursement, but that's all part of what this Complete Street's been about. It has been a long road to hoe. It kind of got interrupted by COVID and a few other things, but we're on it and we're almost done with this phase of this grant.
Yeah, you've done a great job marshaling this through. I remember when we signed up for this some time ago now, and it's nice to see the phases come to completion. And to your point, you'll come back in another month or so, and we'll wrap it all up. So thank you for leading this.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be quick to point out that Chris Johnson and Joe Conrad have worked on this as well. It's a joint effort. Everybody's shares and keeping an eye on things and managing. I guess overall, I'm doing the financials, but the assistant town engineers have been very helpful in this as well. As well as Drew Hand, the highway super, and the rest of the DPW crew when we needed them.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep, thank you.
Questions for Carl?
Yeah, it's all very positive. Just a quick question, Carl. On the radar feedback signs, I just have noticed those. I actually brought it up with the police chief a couple of weeks back in a meeting I had with him, just how they work. As you're approaching them and they tell you your speed, and you're like, oh, I'm going 40 and I should be going 30, and it just gets you to take your foot off the gas. I just want to say they're very positive. Do you know how many you have out there?
You're putting me on the spot. We did Washington Street, Pleasant Street, Lincoln Road, so that's 3, and I probably missed one somewhere. And in some of those locations, both ways. You have put me on. It's been a while since we put them in, so and I did visit all the locations. I don't have the exact number in front of me right now.
My follow-up question would be: is it's a tool. So if you ever noticed that there was a particular stretch of road that could use that sort of like signage to slow people down, would you resort to that tool, or is that something that
I think it's not a bad tool. I slow down when I see them.
Yeah. You can't. There were no particular.
We actually had originally one of the speed feedback signs was going to be closer to the intersection of Washington Short and Poly, which, as you're aware, is somewhere in the progress of getting the signal. So we actually had to jockey the locations, and there's a fair number of them in other locations. I know we've done some work lately. I know Winter Street has them, and a couple of them on Winter Street that were put up through other grants, I believe.
Okay.
And so I like it as a tool. Yeah. I don't know that we need to have them on every street or anywhere near that saturation, but I think it works pretty good myself.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I agree. Any other questions for Carl?
I think they're effective. I go by the Washington Street, and my children love to point out what my number is. And being that there's, the school going there and more traffic, I think it's a very good location because people are going to, need to be aware.
Yeah, I mean, all those decisions were made by a committee before me. Essentially, we fine-tuned them and we had to adjust them. Like I say, things change in over 3 or 4 years, but I like them.
Okay, Ally, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to sign state aid reimbursable program for Complete Streets Tier 3.
Seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. Carl, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a month. Well, we'll
Take
probably
care.
see you before
Yeah.
then, but
A month, I think, or
yeah.
so, yep.
Good, all right. All right, still a little early for open forum. Vote to sign the 2023 annual town election warrant. Jim?
Everything's in order. We've, the races are all set. We've been doing a great job with Laura and Peggy in her office, and we're just about ready to go for that. We're already planning for it. Good to
Okay.
go.
Questions for Jim? Yep. Ally?
Motion to sign the 2023 annual town election warrant.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. All right, it's now 7:20. Anyone here for open forum? Apparently not, so we'll keep on moving. Our next item of new business is to vote to renew the junk dealer and junk collector licenses for the following dealers and collectors. So we have GameStop Inc. at 180 Providence Highway, Allied Recycling Center at 1901 Main Street, Heffetz & Sons, 996 Main Street. On the collector side, Allied Recycling at 1901 Main Street, Eco ATM LLC, it's 550 Providence Highway. If anything on this that we need to be aware of, paperwork's all in?
And they've all been vetted, or gone through the fingerprinting, the bylaw with the police department, so.
Okay, Jim, anything?
No?
Okay, questions from the board? Ally?
Motion to the renew of the junk and collector licenses as listed on the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. Item number 4, we had a resignation from the Metropolitan Area Planning Council. Paul Connolly has decided to step down, and so we'll be accepting Paul's resignation. And then Ashley Clark, who's the associate member on the council already and attends many of the meetings and has participated in many of the votes, will be stepping up and promoted into the role being vacated by Paul. Aoife, anything to add to that?
Nope, that's pretty much it. So then we'll just have that alternate position open, so we'll be looking to fill the alternate then.
And we'll advertise that? Yeah,
Yep.
okay, good. Any questions? Ally?
Motion to accept the resignation of Paul Connolly from the MAPC and promote Ashley Clark to a full member.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. License agreements, Raven's Nest and Tessie's for outdoor dining. Jim, you want to take us through this?
Yeah, Aoife and I have been working with Mark and Maura McAuliffe on these two. We drafted them. Aoife put the finishing touches on them last week. Maura's reviewed it. She's
Signed it.
signed it. We're ready to go. We were just waiting for the board to do the same.
Okay, I went through it. Looks good to me. I'm liking what we're doing there. I think the fact that we're charging a fee to collect our costs is a good idea. And I'm just loving the fact that they're doing the outdoor dining there. I think it's just a really great thing for the downtown, and especially now with the work they're doing on Tessie's, as that finishes up and they integrate all of that in there, it's going to be really, really nice. So I think it's really good. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think it's reasonable that we're charging a fee, but more to the point, we're charging a reasonable fee. I think during COVID, we wanted to help the businesses, and we didn't charge a fee for several years, and now we're back to sort of reality, and I think a reasonable fee. Again, we don't want to, gouge any businesses. We want to make it so that they can still conduct their business, and I think we've struck that balance. So, very supportive of this.
Anyone else?
I would also just say I appreciate them investing in their business. They have a great location, and that additional space will be really nice, and glad to see them doing it.
Yeah, Mark and Mara are doing just a wonderful job
Yep.
down there, and Raven's Nest and Tessie's are two really great places. They're always full, and so to see the expansion and the continued investment in the physical plant plus the outside dining, it's just it's really good. They're doing a great job. Okay, Ally?
Motion to approve and sign the lease agreements for outdoor dining as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. Number 6, we have a one-day wine and malt beverage license for 808 East Street, Jane Archibald, on May 18th from 6 to 10. Aoife, everything in order on this one?
Yep, everything is set.
Nothing to add?
Nope.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Ally?
Motion to approve request of Jane Archibald for a one-day wine and malt beverage license at 808 East Street on May 18, 2023, from 6 to 10 p.m.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. Ally, why don't you just keep on going with the Adams Farm requests?
Yes, motion to approve request of Mary Kate Brennan on May 27th, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for Adams Farm.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Motion to request of Rory Napel on June 10th, 2023, from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. with a one-day wine and malt beverage license from 12 to 2 p.m.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. All right, next up, Sam's Package Store is requesting a Keno monitor for existing Keno to go. My understanding is we only need to vote if we're opposed to this in some fashion. This is actually being handled by the state.
Correct.
And being licensed through the state. So we don't have to vote to affirm, only to register any objection.
Exactly.
Okay. Any objections from the board?
Nope.
Okay, so I think we can keep going. Consent agenda. Ally?
Motion to accept with gratitude the following donations: Walpole Republican Town Committee to COA Gifts, various donors to Smiling Eyes Financial, Patricia Lyons to COA Gifts, William Stein in memory of Jane Stein to COA Gifts, various donors the night before the 4th, and Walpole Cooperative Bank for community events in the amount of $5,000.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. Town Administrator's update. Jim?
Sure, just a few items here. Town meeting obviously is set to be held next Monday. Public hearing for FinCom is this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. in the FinCom room. The Route 1A fields ribbon cuttings set to be held on June 3rd, 11 a.m. We're completely planned out for this one. DPW's been working hard to have the site ready for everything, make it look great. Paul Cisternelli and his crew has been up there paving last week. Drew told me that the courts will be painted prior to the event, likely in mid-May sometime, and the rubber pads were poured for the workout stations this week. So it's going to look great there on June 3rd. So
It's really great.
That's it.
Questions for Jim? Comments?
Very exciting seeing the progress that's going on at 1A.
Yeah.
I've been there frequently lately for spring events, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team's doing a good job out there,
They
so
are.
you should remind them that we notice it, and
I will.
we really appreciate it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before, but it's worth saying again. I get so much feedback from people who don't live in Walpole, who drive up and down 1A, and comment on just how wonderful that facility is.
Yeah.
And how, they're really envious of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So
Yeah.
we're very lucky. Okay, that wraps the agenda for this evening. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
4-0. We are now adjourned. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Patrick from Walpole Media, thanks for your help, and we'll see you all later. Good night.
you.